everyone. You know what it is. You know what time it is. It is Self Care Sunday. Self Care Edition. How are you? And you, but especially you up there in the top left corner. I see you. How are you tonight? Tell me about what's going on in your world and what you are grateful for on this Sunday evening, the 15th of September. We're halfway through September already. Can you believe it? I am sorry I am more tonight. I was on the phone with my sister. I just got some amazing news from one of our faithful followers. Actually, I'm going to share it in just a minute. I'm going to share that amazingly awesome news because I want you to all be as excited as I am about it. I am like super overjoyed with the news I just got just before coming on tonight. Hey, Terry Lou, how are ya? How are things in Iowa and Florida? Are things cooling down in Florida? I mean, I'm going to be there in a couple of weeks, and I'd like it to be just a little bit cooler, just a little bit, Terry. Use your influence. I'd like it to be a little bit cooler. Carmela, how are you? It is great to have you here tonight. It is awesome to have you here. We've got all the country coming on here tonight, live and in person. It is great to be here. Hot and humid in Iowa. You'd like it to be cooler too. Hey, Heather. It's supposed to cool down here in the Northeast this week, later this week, the end of this week. I actually told my own stores that, like, because next weekend's supposed to not even hit 70. I'm like, by Thursday, I'm like, racks of clothes, racks of winter, racks of sweaters, I'm like, that warehouse better be sending like busloads, tractor trailer loads of sweaters to the stores because when they get that chill, they want to buy. And they will. So I know when we come down to Florida, we'll have to bring sweaters to you guys. So I mean, I do know how it is down there with you guys and how you are and what you get like. All of a sudden you get a little chill in the air. We're doing one of the nights that we're there after the next level seminar. So we're there. We usually stay beyond and get a little Disney in past the next level seminar. We're doing the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween. So that's at night. So sometimes it gets a little chilly there at night. Conveniently, Disney sells sweatshirts to make you feel warmer. I don't know. All right, people, let's get started with our year of positive thinking. Somebody asked me the other day because, like, their daughter's a day, and I'm like, I don't know what day I'm going. I'm not in charge of my own agenda. I show up where I'm supposed to show up. I'm in charge of me, not in charge of what day we go where. All right, we are on the 15th of September, halfway through September. In the year of positive thinking, anger is too heavy a burden. Anger is a heavy burden that'll wear you down and keep you from seeing better days ahead. Holding on to anger is too difficult, and carrying it will not make you happier. Create change where you can and correct whichever wrongs you are able to, but then release the anger and instead choose contentment, peace of mind, and hope for the future. We are with faith in the future because faith knows that it will happen. Okay, faith is a plan that will make it happen. So I wanted to share the exciting news because many of you know this person. And this is like I am like super overjoyed. Many of you know who Rust Liberty is. Even if you don't use Liberty software, many of you have heard the name Rust from Liberty or Rust some likes on that, right? If I get any likes, then we know who Russ is from Liberty. I mean, I know my people out there know who Russ is at Liberty. Oh yeah, I'm seeing you. All right, thank you. Well, I'm going to give you a reason to put on the heart. I'm going to give you a reason on the heart. So Russ's wife is named Azure. Azure is an amazing woman. Okay, I mean, why she traded down to Russ, I'm not sure. Russ is a pretty guy, but Azure's like amazing. Love her to death. She's just an amazing and incredible woman. She has been working incredibly hard. Saying incredibly hard does not put justice on it. Okay, become a nurse. Okay, she has been going to school as a tutor while raising three children and Russ. Okay, four children. Let's be honest here. Okay, and been working incredibly hard at this. Okay, and has faced unbelievable obstacles like you do in business every day for the last many years. Okay, trying to become a nurse, follow her dream and her goal of becoming a nurse. And literally just before I came on, I got the text that passed her RN exam. Okay, and she is a registered nurse. Okay, so Russ, better half, Russ's wife, Azure, is a registered nurse, and we are all excited for that. I don't know if that means we all get free nursing care as part of the resale thing. If you have Liberty or some plan, you also get free nursing care. I don't know if that's part of the deal, but she's a registered nurse, and we are so incredibly excited by that. Okay, I was literally on a call when I got that text, and I was like, "Woo!" And the person on the other side was like, "That was what we're talking about, not a woohoo moment." I'm like, "But the text I just got is," and I'm just like, "It was so amazing." So excited. I mean, that just brightened my whole weekend, my whole day, my whole everything. Because she's the most wonderful woman. I mean, he's a great guy, but she's the most wonderful woman. Uh, and I can't wait to see her. So we'll get to see her when we're down in Florida at Make It Happen. Hopefully, Russ will be able to bring her, depending on her schedule. She starts a new job October 1st now that she's a licensed nurse. So, um, yeah. So we got a few things to talk about tonight. We got a few things to talk about tonight that I wanted to update you on. I'm going to start with legal and then I'm going to start with business. Okay. First is the non-compete. So if you recall back the episodes earlier this summer, basically non-competes were outlawed, and they not only required you to remove non-compete, they required you to notify anyone that would have been previously covered by a non-compete that they were no longer bound by that because of the changes in the rules and the laws. And what I want to tell you is that ruling has been struck down by the court nationwide. Nationwide, that ruling has been struck down on non-compete. Now that is, I say that, and then I give you this caveat. Okay, so the good news is if you already had a non-compete in your employment agreement, anything, you don't have to notify everyone that they're not covered by it. I would tell you that I would not, I would remove that going forward because the court has taken a very not nice liking, that's probably the wrong word, but they don't like businesses that are trying to get people into non-compete, okay, for what the courts view as low-wage jobs. They eliminated this rule as an overall rule, okay? And the biggest win on this is that you don't have to go notify everyone that they're not obligated by it, okay? But what you do want to do is eliminate that from your employee handbook and replace it with, okay, replace it with, I'm just going to on this, a non-disclosure and non-retention agreement if one isn't already there. And what I mean by that is, let's talk about that for a second. Okay, non-disclosure means they can't disclose how your business practices are, what you do, what you collect, what you do with that information, how your business processes. Non-disclosure. Okay, non-disclosure does not mean non-compete. So yes, they can go open a store down the street, but no, they can't copy your secret sauce. Okay, because to do that, they would have to disclose that to other parties. Okay, so non-disclosure. Okay, okay, non-retention. The other part of that non-retention, they're not allowed to retain your employee handbook. They have to surrender that at the end of their employment. They have to surrender your systems and procedures or any policy, anything they have of your creative product when they terminate their employment. Okay, those types of agreements the courts are okay with. Courts are not okay with non-compete agreements in what the courts determine are low wage jobs. They're fine with the million plus earners having non-compete and stuff and not being able to leave one company for another. Okay, but they're not good with a worker not being able to work for Liver King. And you're lumped in with all that. Okay, so just know that. Just know that the win in this with the courts is that you do not have to tell people they are no longer bound by a non-compete. That is a huge win. Any questions on it, reach out. But that is the huge win is that the courts have struck this down, and especially the notification requirement. Because the notification requirement in the rule required you not only to notify your existing employees, but anybody that ever worked for you that was covered by it. So it was an overarching rule and really cumbersome. The part that the other law that came into effect this summer that is passing muster with the courts is the salary threshold requirement. So the salary threshold went from 35,568 to 43,888 on July 1st. Okay. And really, people expected the courts to strike down the January ruling. And the courts have upheld the Department of Labor's right to set that, and that they should be the body setting it. So it's not anywhere. So January 1st, 2025, okay, you are looking at a salary threshold of 58,656 to be exempt from overtime. Okay, so what does that mean? What does that mean? That means that someone you can still have a salaried person making $40,000 a year. Let's say you have a person on your staff making 35 or $40,000 a year. They only work 30 hours. If they truly only work 30 hours, you're fine. You're fine. The issue becomes if they work over 40. Okay, so if you have a salaried person working over 40 and their salary is under the nearly $59,000 come January 1st, all the hours over 40 are paid at time and a half. So let me say that again. If they earn under the 50,000, 58, 56, right? threshold goes to in January 1st, and they work over 40 hours, anything over 40, you have to pay that at time and a half. So be aware of that. Okay. The issue really becomes from a labor law perspective, and where they're really headed with this is all the outside contact that is not measured. Okay. Think about when you text your store manager. Think about when you text that employee. Think about when they respond to a Facebook message or DM. Think about when you call them about something when they are not normally on top. That is what the issue is. That's what they're ultimately going after. Back all that time, and they're going after that with everybody. So be aware of it. Be understanding of it. Okay, if you have somebody in that, I'm not so worried about it if you have somebody at 30 hours, you're under the threshold, or 25 hours, and you're under the threshold. But if you're at 40 and you're under the threshold, okay, or you're at 38, I'd be really worried and I'd convert that person to hourly just to play safe. Okay, it's not worth doing, it's not worth having. It is really something you want to think about before you do that. So I strongly suggest that. Um, and I want you to be on the right side of the line. I always, there are lines. There are lines in the rules, and oh, it won't apply to me. They won't ever come after me. Yeah, they do, and when they do, it okay. When you're just over your tiptoe. I just tipped my toe. I just put my toe over the line. Yeah, don't do it. Okay, and especially in payroll, it quickly becomes a class action, and in many states, it becomes a triple damage, treble damage is what the courts call it. Case. And you don't ever want to do that. You don't ever want to go there. So it's always better to be on this side of the line than over here. It's always better to be over here on the line than over here. The line's right there. Be over here, not over here. That is my professional advice on it. That is the way I stand with it. That is the way I roll with it. Because when bad things happen with it, okay, it gets out of hand and it gets incredibly expensive very fast. Incredibly expensive very fast. So I know it's hard. I know, like, for example, I know there's lots of people in Iowa watching tonight, and I'm not going to pick on Iowa, but the cost of living is lower in Iowa than it is. It's lower in Des Moines than it is in Detroit. Uh, it's lower in Nebraska than it is in New York City. Okay, but these standards are set across the country, and there's a problem with that. Okay, it's lower in Alabama than it is in Albany, New York. Okay, all of these things are true, and I fight for them at the federal level. I'm going to DC in a couple of weeks. I'm headed back down there to fight for small business and to keep the drum beating. But these things are real, okay, and the challenges you face are real. But staying on the right side of it, I don't need any one of you being made the example of. Okay, it's just not worth the cost, not worth anything. And ultimately, we want great quality of life for our employees, for our community, for our city. So when you think of that, uh, always go over here. Always don't say, "Oh well, I'm just a tiny bit over," or they're like family. They're like family till they're not. Okay, that manager, that employee, that somebody, they're like family until they're not. Yes, I'm talking about you, Zach. They're like family until you're not. Your mother will cut you loose, especially once you deliver that grandbaby that's not a big horse of a dog. Uh, I'm picking on you, but I love you. But that is the reality of it. So yield on the right side of it. What I may have just gotten you back was a raise. I'm just saying, because your mother wants to do the right thing. And so it's okay, people. It is okay. But yield to the right side. I've got a very exciting thing we're going to talk about on Wednesday. I thought I'd get it in tonight, but tonight has already gone long. Uh, I have this. We're going to talk about the fourth quarter. We're going to talk about. We're going to start talking Wednesday. Not only about the fourth quarter, we're going to talk about your goals and where you are. We're going to talk about how you get yourself stuck. Okay, how you get yourself stuck in being comfortable. How you get yourself stuck in being comfortable. And I'm going to force you to get a little uncomfortable for the fourth quarter. I got uncomfortable this week and pushed myself. So I'm going to push you and I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to start that conversation on Wednesday because I don't have another half hour to start it tonight because I haven't eaten dinner. And I smell the pizza downstairs. So I want you to think about that is I want you to think about your goals for the year. So your homework tonight is to be thinking about your goals for the year, where you are. I mean, it's freaking September. So you're almost 3/4 of the way done. It's not over yet. Okay, it's still attainable. Okay, but I'm gonna bring you back, and I'm gonna bring your goals home as we head into the final quarter. Yeah, Rose, it's time to get uncomfortable. I know you're going to get very uncomfortable at Make It Happen in Orlando. I can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks in Orlando, Rose. I am excited about it, and I'm excited to see you in person and be there with you in person. Uh, there's a lot of exciting things happening. A lot of exciting things happening. But we're sort of at that point in the year where we get comfortable. And I'm going to tell you a story about even how I got comfortable, but how I made myself uncomfortable this week. And I got out of the comfortable. And it is good. And we're going to make amazing things happen. But you know what? You know what else we're going to make happen? This video and everything I talk about goes over to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running the store. We can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yeah, ring the bell, ring it so you know when another one drops. You can also share it with everybody you know in business, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so we can help everybody run a better business. I am here every Sunday and Wednesday at 4/8 finish, Sunday and Wednesday at 4/8 finish, but it's you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You have a question, you can just email me, Neil, Neil at nextlevelresale.com, Neil at nextlevelresale.com. We start the program every night with our Stay Positive book. I read you the 50. I'm going to read you the 60. This might help you with your goals. Get comfortable with the word no. Saying no leaves room for the right yes to come along. Saying no leaves room for the right yes to come along. It does go with your inventory too. Remember that at the incoming desk. Power that. No. Say yes to what you want. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Avens, and I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, and make it happen. Power Workshop in Orlando, Florida, October 6th through 8th. I can't wait to be there. But until then, and until Wednesday at 4/8 finish, know that you and you